Hello middle school faculty. In this tutorial I'm going to review how you use eBackPack on the iPad. Another video in this playlist will give you an overview of the browser-based version of eBackPack, meaning a way that you can manipulate files and add assignments and quizzes from your web browser on your laptop. From here though on the iPad we're going to swipe down from the middle of the screen down, which reveals the Spotlight search option. I'm going to start typing in eBackPack and you'll see that it appears in the top hits. Click on that, and then to sign in the first time, it should stay signed in once you actually do it once, but on this top text box you're going to put in headroyce.ebackpack.com, the same site that you would use from your web browser. Then I'm going to put in my portal username and password and click go. Here you'll see the interface that may look familiar from the web browser version, but just to review, you've got My eBackPack, which is your eBackPack account, your files, your classes and groups, assignments, a calendar, some assignments that have been returned that are awaiting review, any sort of requests you may get from your students, and an e-portfolio. Okay, so there are a couple of things to keep in mind depending on how you like to organize your lessons. There's two ways you can store your assignments. One way is to keep all of your assignments in My Files and copy them over as you assign them to kids. Because if you go into a class and add an assignment there by clicking on the plus sign in the top right, then it'll show up right away. I know that some teachers have expressed that they're more interested in kind of pre-populating the assignments and then copying them over to the various classes. And that's really the best way to set things up if you want to copy assignments to multiple classes. So for example, I'm going to click on My Files and I'm going to click the plus sign and add a folder, which I will call Unit 03. Just going to make something up here, mitosis. So the folder was created, and this will just kind of help you stay organized and help your kids stay organized. But let's say I want to make an assignment and put it in Unit 3 mitosis. I click the plus sign and I choose Add Assignment, and then I would give it a name. Maybe I'd call it Mitosis Worksheet, and then I put some instructions. Okay, and then I can choose a couple of things like how many points it's worth, say 80. Is it a homework? In this case it is. Is there extra credit? What the due date is? Do I want to allow late turn-in? If so, it will mark the late turn-in in a different color, but sometimes teachers don't want to allow late assignments. And then the final option is, do you want the grades to be released immediately as you grade them, or do you want all the grades to go out on a particular day, let's say the 3 p.m. the next day? In any case, once you've created the assignment, you click Add, and now you have the mitosis worksheet in the Unit 3 mitosis folder. So let's say, for example, you've got multiple classes and you're going from the My Files folder, which isn't in any classes at this point, and you want to just copy it over. So if I do that, I want to click on the wrench next to the folder, and then I just simply choose Copy, and then it gives me a list of classes that I've got. In this case, I've just got demo class. But you could go ahead and do this. Choose the class, choose where you want to put it. I'm going to put Copy here, so that when we go back to classes and groups, you'll see that there's now a Unit 3 folder that I copied from My Files. For those that like to plan ahead, that really is the best option. Alternatively, you can go into classes and groups, and within that class, you can again click the plus sign and choose to add an assignment, whether it's in a folder or just in its own. Now, something that's been a little bit confusing that I want to just review is the difference between folders and assignments. So some people have asked, well, can I just put multiple assignments into the assignments folder, which is that symbol with like a box with an arrow above it? And the answer is no. For each individual assignment that you're hoping to get back from your students, you want to make sure that you have a separate container and a separate assignment container for every thing that you're either going to hand out or assignments that you're expecting to grade and return to the students. So just to go back to the main screen, again, we've been working in My Files if you want to pre-populate assignments to copy at a later time. You're putting assignments into classes and groups if you want them to be visible immediately by your students. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the assignments, which is on the second row there in the purple with the green arrow. Assignments are a place where you can see what's been assigned, when it's due, and just to kind of have an overview. Awaiting review with the paperclip will show you all of the assignments that have been submitted. And then if there are any class and group requests, as mentioned earlier, they'll show up in that third row. Now, the thing to keep in mind is that when kids have, I'm going to choose a 7th grader as an example, just so you can see what they see. So for example, this particular student, if I click on classes and groups, has these classes listed. And so there's two ways that the student themselves can see what assignments they have. I'm going to go back to the main page. They can actually go into each individual class. So let's say I'm going to choose Life Science. And you'll see that there are 2 folders that the teacher has created. In ecology, there's an assignment, and she can go in that way. Alternatively, on the Assignments tab, that second row there, you'll see that there are 3 assignments that are listed. So it's all the assignments listed by class. So that's really a preference for the student. The student will also have a calendar where there may be some events that were created by the teacher that automatically fill up this calendar. So it's a really great organizational tool. Finally, in graded work, you can see that there are a couple, well, in this case, just 1 assignment that they've received feedback on already. So the other thing that I'm going to talk about is how you would actually go about grading a student's assignment.